Hey y'all, Farmer Dre back at it. Today, I'm gonna talk to you guys about strawberries and row covers. Before we get started in today's video, I'm gonna make a quick announcement. And as you guys know, if you guys have been following my channel for quite some time, I was coming to you guys 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But now since winter's here and it's cold and we're not doing much on the farm, I'm gonna start coming to you guys 1 day a week now. It's probably gonna be on a Friday or Saturday. And the reason being is I'm really busy with school. I'm trying to focus on that. I got a few big projects here before the semester is over. I gotta get done. And we're not doing much on the farm anymore. And there's not as much content to film, and just kind of gonna take the winter off. But next spring, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into 3 videos a week again. But that's one announcement. And the second announcement is, if you guys want a Real Farmer t-shirt, go ahead and head over to realfarmerdre.com. And if you guys want to support me on my channel and be part of the farm, go ahead and purchase one of those. And now let's go ahead and get started in today's video. So today's high is about 25, and last night we got the most devastating frost we've gotten all year. It got down to 9 degrees. And as you guys can see here, the row covers are on the strawberries. And on strawberries and row covers, there's a lot of controversy going on back and forth between the guys that know the science behind everything, between the universities and the farmers, and the guys who have been doing it for quite some time. So I've been doing some research on my own, and I talked to about 3 or 4 different farmers. I talked to the local extension agents. I talked to the professors from the university, and nobody quite knows exactly what the ideal temperature is for strawberries. For example, I talked to a farmer from here in Southwest Missouri. He does about 44,000 plugs, and he told me he does not use any type of row covers. And then I talked to Bill McNitt, the guy who brought us these plugs, and he said that once the temperature drops below 20 degrees, go ahead and throw the row covers on them so that it could protect that crown from freezing. So there's a lot of different farmers that say, you know, whenever the temperature reaches 25 degrees, to go ahead and throw them on. So nobody knows exactly when to put them on at what temperature. So it goes back and forth. But I'm gonna be the type of person to put them on, just because it's rather to be safe than sorry. So I'd rather put them on. It's gonna be a little more work. And we did put them on to have a good crop next year. So on Thursday last week, we talked to Deerfield Supply. They're out of Kentucky. My brother Radu, he actually drove down to Kentucky last week, picked up the row covers, and then he bought the row covers for the strawberries and for the blackberries, because blackberries need row covers all winter long as well. And he also bought 1,000 sandbags that we had to fill up with sand. So Val, last Friday, he went to pick them up, and we started filling up the sandbags full of sand. So, and then once we fill up the sandbags, then on Sunday, I had all my brothers over. We ate lunch after church, and then we came out here and put on the row covers. It took us about an hour and a half or so. It was my first time ever using row covers on strawberries, since this is my first year doing strawberries. So it was a little rough, because the actual row covers themselves are 40 feet by 500. So it was kind of hard managing, the row covers and putting them over the rows, but we got it done. These fancy sandbags here that we filled up, there's about 30 to 50 pounds in each sandbags. And since nobody really knows exactly, what critical temperature strawberries actually need for the row covers, I left a few end rows here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys here, where first of all, we ran out of the row cover out of a roll, and I didn't put them on, and I wanted to see exactly at what temperature and how good of a crop that we'll have on these strawberries here. So as you guys can see here, on these end rows here, there's about, I'll say probably 50 to 100 plants in this corner right here. So I didn't put any type of row cover last night. So as you guys can see here, it got down to 9 degrees last night, and this plant right here is still green. It didn't get hit by the frost any. And we'll see what kind of crop we have out of these next year. So it's a little experiment we're doing here on the farm, and to see exactly if next year, if these ones right here yield just as good as the one under the row covers, there's no point on putting on row covers if the strawberry plants are fine with no row covers. So for the ones wondering, the size of the row cover or the thickness, it's a 1.5 ounce row cover. So this is the thickest row cover they make. And the reason we chose to go with this one is because everybody I talk to who uses row covers uses this particular size. So it's a first trial for me here on the farm. I mean, you never know till you live and learn. I've been saying that lately, you know, live and learn, but that's the reality of it. Because like I mentioned in my previous videos, the professors at the university, they teach you all the science behind everything, and then you take that science and implement it on hands-on, and then you actually get the real life experience. So I guess we'll have to wait until next spring to see what kind of crop we get. And another thing that's going back and forth about the row covers on strawberries is how long you leave them on. So in the next few days, the forecast is showing, you know, some days and it's going to get back in the 50s and 60s. So here we go again with the science or the professors and the university compared to the farmers. And most of the farmers I talk to, whenever they put on the row covers, they do not take them off until the strawberries bloom in the spring. And the reason being is that it takes, you know, 5 or 6 people to put on the row covers. And whenever it gets hot and warm, you know, under the row covers, it might get, you know, 20 to 30 degrees warmer. And the reason most of the guys don't take them off is because they have hired help to put them on. And then over the winter, you know, the farmers are not doing much and they don't need the help anymore. So there's no point of putting them on and then calling your employees back out here to come take them off and then put them back on. So most of the guys I talk to, they just put them on and leave them on. And the universities tell us that, you know, whenever the temperature is above freezing, take them off. But, you know, I'm not always going to have 5 or 6 people at home to help me take them on and off. So I'm just going to experiment this year. I'm going to go ahead and try to leave them on as long as I can without taking them off. I'm going to get a temperature probe and check the temperature underneath the soil. You know, just a regular soil temperature and then soil temperature underneath on a hot day to see what kind of difference it makes. So it's just a little experiment here on the farm. I'm not exactly sure. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing. But then I mentioned earlier, you just live and learn. You know, if I done mess up, we only have about $6,000 invested in these strawberries. You know, $6,000 is a lot of money, but you never know until you try. So for anyone that's wondering, row covers, it's not plastic, it's a material. It's like a thick blanket, so it has room to breathe underneath it. And it's just a big long fabric. And they make them any size. The supply that we get them from, they actually make them there. So it's yeah, they're just a nice fabric here. And if you look under here, the strawberry plants are still doing great underneath there. So we will see exactly what's going on. So that is a breakdown on the row covers. And the thing that I kept in mind was that once it reached 20 degrees, the air temperature, go ahead and throw them on and leave them on. And like I mentioned early on, we had a 9 degrees last night, so put them on Sunday, and they're gonna hopefully stay on here for a while. And if you guys know anything more about row covers on strawberries, let me know. I mean, like I mentioned before, this is our first year doing strawberries. I'm not an expert by no means. I'm just, you know, out here trying it. So if you guys have any better ideas, or if you guys know a little more, let me know down in the comments below, and I'm gonna try to implement those here on the farm if they sound feasible and they work. So yeah, I mean, I'm not, like I mentioned, I'm not a pro or anything. You just live and learn, and then that's how you learn from your mistakes and keep going on the next year after that. So alrighty, y'all, this is gonna be pretty much it for today. It's a little row cover strawberry breakdown and kind of what we're doing here on our farm this year. But I want to say this is gonna be pretty much it for today. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that little notification bell, because I'm coming to you guys one day a week now. If you guys want to see daily updates, be sure to go check me out on Instagram at Farmer Dre. There's going to be a link down in the description box below, and you guys make sure to check that out. I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time.